Podcast. Good afternoon, everyone. And
how do you know it's afternoon where they are?
Or when they're listening? It better be afternoon.
Turn this off right now and back on at a PM time, please.
Thank you. So recent developments. I was actually just talking to my client about this. Blonde is cheugy, guys. We can't be blonde anymore.
It was only a matter of time, guys.
It was only a matter of time, and I literally have to thank my queen for it, I believe. I mean, I'm not thanking her, but like Hailey Bieber is now embracing her complete natural color, and she's just like, she wore baggy pants, so I wear baggy pants. You know, whatever she does, people will do. So people are embracing their natural color.
Okay, this is
and it's terrible for my business, but
wait, I have a question. What is Hailey Bieber's natural color?
It is a beautiful.
Is it beautiful or is it mousy? Okay.
What does mousy even mean? You mean ashy?
No, mousy is like a lack of pigment, really. It's just like a very.
It's a grayish brown. It's like a.
That means ashy, no?
Well, ashy,
ashy
love
would be a cool
ashy.
tone. That's a cool tone. Hers just kind of like a neutral level 6.
Yeah, but Lauren,
brunette.
If she wasn't Hailey Bieber, would you say it was like...
This is what I'm saying. People change their... People come in with pictures of the absolute supermodels, like, I want this hair. You don't get the face with the hair. Like... People are embracing their natural color doesn't necessarily always look the most flattering on them. Hailey I think she looks better, honestly, with her natural color, though, for her personally. Yes.
I don't agree, but okay.
Guys, I'm completely lost in this conversation. I feel like I'm so lost.
What?
Because we first need to address the fact that blonde is cheugy.
Right, exactly, Lauren. You totally skipped over the massive
and
part.
You just said that, and then you just went into Hailey Bieber. Yeah. We need to address. I'm lost.
Blonde is cheugy.
What type of conversation is this?
Hailey decides where the trends are
Lauren,
going.
No, this is so wrong. This is just all wrong. Not one person can choose this, and for them to they would
Lauren's
Lauren,
actually, I swear my life. She was the one that started wearing the not skinny jeans. She's the one that wore the baggy, oversized clothes. She's the one that...
So what Lauren's saying that she didn't say is that she believes Hailey Bieber's style and trend. She is influencing Gen Z to make rules for the masses.
Thank
that
you.
What you're
I just
saying?
want to interpret this as from what I'm hearing is that Lauren worships Hailey so much that she is willing to say that blonde is cheugy, and therefore Lauren's whole identity is cheugy.
I never said that. I never said blonde is cheugy.
That's
I never said that.
Lauren.
Actually, you're right. This is what it is whoever you remotely look like that's like a supermodel celebrity, they become your religious cult.
100%
and you're like,
agree.
And you believe that the world revolves around them, because I can guarantee you Ashley and I do not think about Hailey Bieber on the reg ever.
No. But I do think I got something. I do think that she determines trends for Gen Z, though.
So, Lauren, when somebody who is like a millennial comes into your salon now and wants to be really blonde, are you going to be like, okay, that's fine?
Now,
but
calmly going back, did I ever agree that blonde is cheugy? No.
She did not.
I did not. I just said that Hailey determines it, and I don't think blonde is cheugy. I think a specific kind of blonde is cheugy, but that's just like a small nuance, if you will.
You know what we should have done this week? We fucked up. We should have had members of the Gen Z party come and create their argument, and then blonde millennials weigh in. So we're doing our journalistic duty. And because what I am fascinated by is who started this, where does it come from, and why is it cheugy? I understand I'm wearing skinny jeans right now because I just, we've been inside for a year and a half, and I honestly haven't gone out and really bought new all wardrobe. I have 2 straight legs that I'm going between. But also it's winter, so I'm like, oh, I want something to cover my belly button. It's winter now, or it's fall, whatever. Where was I going with this? God, I'm so annoyed with myself. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Where did this come from? The blonde? Why?
It sounds like something they would do though, because like they wear like the flannels and they wear the most basic things that, hold on, Lauren, that like that I would think they would be like, oh, extra effort. Like,
yes.
Oh, I don't like extra effort.
Okay.
That makes sense, Ashley.
It's simplicity for them. And I was just talking about this. My last client has like a 15-year-old daughter or something. She's like, they do nothing. They don't wear makeup. They don't color their hair. They only wear sneakers. Like, and this is a pattern that I've been hearing like about teenagers, Gen Z, if you will. They want the minimal effort. So if you have blonde hair and you're like going to get touched up all the time, you look like you're trying too hard. Therefore, trying too hard is cheugy.
They hate trying too hard.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But like,
honestly,
what if I want to try?
That's fine.
Well, you do want to try. Don't try and be like them. You're not.
Me.
You're too old to care now.
They definitely don't do their eyebrows either. You know?
But you know what? I'm all for this effortlessness, because if I had this, they already have to deal with social media and comparisons of being in high school, which I would never wish upon my worst enemy.
Maybe this is a retaliation of that.
No, I think it is. I think the pendulum's swinging the other way, and I like that they're embracing love how you look, love how you are, body positivity. Don't try hard. You don't need to do all these things. Like, I think there's some good in this. Actually.
I think a lot of people are embracing like their natural like skin. They're not covering up with tons of foundation.
I'm down for that.
You know, a lot of it's good. I think it's very pretty. Like a lot of times I'll see on TikTok like, oh, my whole makeup transformation. I'm like, you looked so good before you put all that on.
Well,
so
yeah, there's a lot of overboardness.
Yeah.
Millennials probably did go
that.
overboard with like a lot of makeup stuff.
Yeah. We go overboard with everything because we grew up thinking we had to look like this one archetype of a woman.
Yeah.
You know,
well, our
that
moms
just had the
also.
perfect everything.
Our moms were also like the generation that always would like totally get ready every day.
Right.
I don't know that
your mom still puts makeup on every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that
yeah, my mom is like a lipstick she'll put on like before walking into the bank.
Oh, really?
Like, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? Like, the bank, you're married.
I know.
This bank clerk doesn't give a fuck what color your lips are.
I know.
Josh doesn't care.
Mom
Josh doesn't care that you're
CVS. Like, they get annoyed when I don't wear makeup to CVS.
Josh doesn't care that your Revlon from 1997 that's still in the fucking drawer with powder on it. I don't know why it has white powder on it.
Yeah.
God, my mom's makeup drawer is a scary place. Okay, well, blonde is cheugy. That's a great. I don't get it to dive further deeper into at another time. Love it. I have a friend named Nikki who contributed to I Don't Get It to our podcast this week.
Okay.
She was talking to me. She was listening to our podcast, and she was like, "I don't get butt hair." And I don't. Have we talked about
like
butt hair?
Butt hair on men?
No, on everyone.
Like
on
just
the
your
hair.
arsehole?
You mean like crack? Like butt crack hair? Like because like your
Yeah.
pubes grow into like the anus area?
Yes, the butt crack hair.
Well, yeah, that happens for me at least. I gotta,
What does she not get about it? This why it's there?
Yeah, like you, and it's also so hard to get rid. I remember when I would go to European Wax and I would get waxed, and they do the butt strip thing. I really only have peach fuzz. But, when you go back there with a razor, sometimes you discover a rainforest you had no idea existed.
I know.
Oh, I don't know if I would call mine a rainforest, but...
I know. But sometimes you really neglect it, and then you go back there and you hear like, I'm like, was there that much? And then you look, and then it's a lot.
It's just this secret patch of hair that we can never get a great look
I
at.
can never see, you take your cheek, you pull it, and you go at it, you try and create that...
This reminds me of the story about your first boyfriend.
Did I ever tell you the story?
I feel like she must have said this.
Anyways, I can never get my...
Oh, well, you have to share that, Lauren.
Yeah,
Lauren,
you don't just go on. Anyways, yeah. What was that laugh, Ashley? What was that laugh? I've never heard you laugh
it
like
was
that.
Chris Soules from the weekend.
Isn't it funny how you can like take other people's laughs and sayings and mannerisms when you hang out with them too long?
Okay, I was having sex with my first boyfriend, and we're having sex. first of all, the condom broke and he came inside of me for like, it was like the third time I ever had sex. It was really scary. And after that, he said that he had trouble because he was looking at my asshole and we were doing it doggy style and I had hair all over my asshole.
Literally,
I had a hairy asshole and he told me.
He was having trouble because of a hairy butthole.
I had a hairy butthole and I'll never have one again.
Everyone has hairy buttholes, but
I
also,
know.
oh my God, like leave it in a goddamn suggestion box.
I know. Well, he's 17 years old. I mean, like, you're obviously going to be like a little shithead. So
was that traumatizing for you?
It was
traumatizing
the least
for me
traumatizing thing
because
that
now
happened to me
whenever
in that
I'm
relationship.
shaving, I think about it.
Yeah.
He haunts you guys forever and ever.
Every time I'm doing doggy style, I hear, you had a hairy butthole.
Okay, well, if we're going to be this graphic, I guess I'll go in deeper.
Every time I'm doing doggy style, I hear, you have a hairy butthole. Oh my God. That's no, guys, now I'm going to hear that. God,
Guys, you're all like laser
You
hair
don't have
removal
hair
all
anywhere.
over.
Yeah, but I gotta go. I feel like some of them are coming through. I gotta go back. I gotta get on the Groupons again. I haven't been on the Groupons in like 10 years.
We're going to take a quick break to talk about everything I wore while I visited Nashville with Ashley and Naz. I wore plain black everything, but only wore my Ana Luisa jewelry because that's really all you need to make any outfit really cute.
It's so true.
I wore an Ana Luisa ring, and then like I stacked them, and then I had these like, I know I only usually wear gold hoops, but I actually branched out with my Ana Luisa like dangly cool earrings. So yeah, I looked hip as shit, and everyone
You really did. I was very annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, why you always have to look so good?
She really does. I just want to spell Ana Luisa. It's ANALUISA.
Thank you. Yeah, Ana Luisa, and it's all like very fair pricing. Mm-hmm. It starts at $39, and you can have like a whole like set of jewelry and look put together all the time for non-astronomical price.
I got some cute studs from them. Just like basic, really easy breezy. On the way out, let me decorate myself a little bit more. Studs.
Decorate yourself.
Yeah. Frost
yourself.
Frost yourself.
Decorate yourself.
Guys, frost yourself with Ana Luisa. ANALUISA. I like that they have new jewelry collections that are released every single Friday. And I really, really love their necklaces. You know, like the emerald pendant one?
Yes.
So pretty. Like that's something that you wear an all black outfit with, and then you decorate yourself with a pop. It's like the star on top of your own tree.
Aww.
That was very cheesy. But if you guys want to look really dope and cool and have really nice quality pieces, please check out Ana Luisa, ANALUISA.
I absolutely recommend checking out Ana Luisa. Again, that's shop.analuisa.com/get-it. I love them. Their pieces start at $39, and they're currently running the biggest sale of the year at the perfect time of the year. You can get 60% off on the second item if you go to shop.analuisa.com/get-it. Again, that is 60% off on the second item if you go to shop.analuisa.com/get-it.
And guys, there's new stuff. New collections are released every Friday. Lauren, I have a question for you since I don't think Naz has this problem because she's like a little bit less hair, like she doesn't have hair in the wrong places.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I pluck my nipple hairs, yes.
No, not that.
What? Oh my God, that's so painful.
Yeah, ow. Why would you pluck them?
What the hell?
Why
would you just buzz them off?
I had my nipples pierced. This is nothing.
But what's the difference between shaving them?
You still see a little bit.
Wait, do you want to know what's really weird?
Wait,
One
what?
time we sent my Mr. Big a picture of your nipples after you got them pierced.
Did
Wait,
we?
why did you guys do that? To turn him on or something? You guys are so weird.
That's
I
so
think you were on the phone with him, and
No,
you
I
said
was not on
Lauren
the
got her
phone.
nipples pierced.
I think I texted him because he was always like making fun of Lauren and like joking about how like wacko she was. Mm-hmm. And
okay, well that's very bizarre.
And
Wow.
that is really weird of
Fucking
us.
weird.
I'm definitely not going to go through those texts because then it would just be cringe after cringe after cringe
Yeah.
after cringe.
Do you have those texts?
Yeah,
actually?
I don't delete texts.
What? Wait, like on
Do
your
you delete texts?
Wait, what are you talking about? Of course I delete text.
Oh, I never delete text threads. Oh my gosh, no. I can like go back and be like, oh, I think I texted that person 4 years ago. Let me see what they said. Oh, I do that. I look for research stuff. I feel like that.
No wonder you had absolutely no
storage
memory on your 256 megabyte.
Yeah, it's all text.
Like, that's actually
it's
that's
not.
text
It's not all
messages.
text, you guys. It's like I look at the breakdown. It's like 5-10% text.
I got the 13, by the way, in the mail. I got
mine
good.
too in the mail as well.
So wait, okay, we have to finish one thought after another.
Yes,
here,
I know
wanna,
you're right.
No, we don't. No, we
we
don't.
do.
We do whatever
I was gonna
we want.
say. I was gonna say, like Lauren, because you're hairier.
Yes.
Like the hair grows into
Yes.
the inside of your lips, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I shave that like every 3 days.
Every 3 days.
Yeah.
Lauren, is this really
what are you
necessary?
talking
So hair goes
why not?
inside the lips, kind of.
Just a little
what
bit.
Do you
on
mean?
the inside.
Everyone, I have hair in there.
Oh, yeah?
Isn't it everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Because it
okay.
doesn't look like a texture that would have hair, kind of.
Totally.
That's why you're
Oh,
asking.
no, there is hair in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like what really is irritating to shave.
It's like a little fuzzy starfish.
Oh, it's so annoying. That's why I shave it all the time.
oh my gosh, I did not
Shave
think
it
that
off.
you would ever shave that often. That like,
Okay,
no wonder why you
Can
have
we move
bump
on
problems.
from hair?
Okay, fine.
Naz, I want to ask you one question about your text messages. So if like something, like any exes, do you have their texts?
Okay, so I love that you just said this because the 13 excuse me, came earlier this week. Yesterday I transferred everything on my phone, and I like to start my new phone off with like all the apps I barely don't use. Like I just try and get rid of everything. I actually hate when it creates the old version of my phone, 'cause I'm like, I want everything new and clean. And I go through and I'm like, I don't want any text messages. Like I text you guys this morning, that's like the first thing in our thread now. Like I don't have any of our old texts. So I went through and I did save that every guy that I, have like
So you can
connected
select
with, I guess,
which
is the phrase I'll
conversations you
use.
keep?
Yeah, you just hit edit at the top and then you click everyone that you want to delete, and it deleted it in 2 seconds. And so it's basically all my new ones and like guys from like 2-3 years ago.
Okay, great. So you need the receipts. Got it.
But you know why I want to stress the importance of it, not because I'm holding on or because I even like those guys anymore. The purpose is that if they reach out again, you need the context of the history of what your last interaction was to then remember. Does that make sense?
I 100%. Yeah.
And if I ever write a book, I'm going to go back in the text and just quote them.
There you go. Well, Ashley, we're waiting on your book. We're waiting on it.
So what was my fucking next question about that? Oh my God. I need things to be complete so I can do another. I don't get it.
You said you were going to ask me something.
Yes, I was going to ask you something.
Oh my God, I'm dying and my water's so far away.
Okay, continue on.
All right. My friend's other I don't get it, which is kind of like we all know this, so I don't think need to discuss in deep detail, but remember driving in LA, like all the narrow streets?
Yeah.
She doesn't get why people don't know the size of their car.
That's
which
funny.
is true. It's like sometimes people just literally don't know the size of their car.
I know. It's like, you can fit. I'm looking at you. Go.
Yeah. Or you don't fit.
I mean, I guess it's not your body, so you don't really know.
Right.
But that is very frustrating to see.
Yes. My I don't get it for this week is it is now getting cold in LA, but then it was like randomly hot. I don't get my rapid change in temperature preference. So at night, you guys know this, I have to sleep in like 60 to 65, preferably 60 to 64. So even in the winter, instead of having the windows open, I turn my air conditioning on because I'm a terrible human. And then I wake up, you guys, these days, and I'm like shivering.
Yeah.
And then I turn the heat on and I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold. I need the heat. And I'm like, I'm so weirded how quickly I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Well, I
like
know.
so weird.
Well, because getting out of the warm bed sheets is going to do that to anyone. I did that today. I got out. I said, turn the heat on so I can get out of bed, turn the heat on so I could get out of bed. And then I went downstairs by the fire, but it was on 65 when I was asleep. So 100% understand.
Right.
Yeah. But then I turned the heat on.
moly.
Heat on, air on. Are you
My
kicking?
child just literally moved like never before in there.
Oh
Did
my
he just
God.
turn around?
Describe the feeling.
He must have turned around because it was like, I wish you guys can like understand. His head like went into my belly button and then
What? That's
around.
so wild.
That was so
wild.
weird. I had to like exclaim something.
That's so crazy.
Wow.
It's so funny. It's like I was laughing. I was like, hello from the other side.
No. He's like, I have an I don't get it. Why don't I have more room in
He's
here?
going to be on the podcast.
I can't wait to see him.
Oh my God. I can't wait for him to just be on this side of the world.
Like, you're going to be holding him in like 2 months.
I know.
That's insane.
It's
2 months, 3 months?
I don't know. Well,
3 months.
it's supposedly 3, but I will tell you, there's just no way that's happening. There's
Why?
it's
You think
2.
it's going to be longer or
No,
shorter?
it's shorter. There's just no
Wow.
way. My body
Wow.
is saying eject, please.
Yeah,
My
eject button.
Yes.
We are going to take a quick break and talk about my seasonal depression.
It's not just seasonal.
It's not just seasonal. I'm just trying to
Lighten the
talk
mood.
about how lighten the mood, and also talk about how like Taylor Swift's albums will always bring along seasonal depression, no matter what season it is.
True.
Yeah. So I've been seeing my BetterHelp therapist about twice a week. It's so nice to have someone who's always there on text or call or FaceTime, their form of FaceTime. It's so like relaxed and nice to know that you can talk to someone that is not biased in your life or in your relationships or anything. And scheduling is so easy. They literally give you a calendar and you can see what times are available with your therapist, and you just click it. You don't need to make a call. You don't need to, does that work with your schedule or my schedule? The scheduling is so easy. Yeah, so it's really helping me. Naz and I were just discussing pros and pros list. My therapist tells me to do a pros and pros list. It kind of just someone there to help you navigate all the bullshit in your life.
And it's not only just having someone in your pocket whenever, because we know anxiety and all things, right? Like depression, family issues, heartbreak, grief, whatever it is that you want to talk or work through, that stuff just comes up. And the fact that you can just conveniently set something up with someone in your phone without having to do anything except press a button.
Yeah.
I can't even describe how crucial that is, like, for just the state of the world right now in general.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. We're all so busy.
Also busy people, right?
Yeah.
There's this journal aspect of the website /app that you can use where you write down all your thoughts, and then it gets sent to your therapist if you want. So you can remember things you're feeling in certain moments, and then your therapist sees them. So you're like, yeah, check out my journal. I was feeling this way on this day. And then you can go back and talk about that.
Lauren, what about costs?
Totally affordable. It's so affordable. I can do it twice a week. So it's amazing.
That's awesome.
And
That's
they
huge.
also
Huge.
offer financial aid for those who qualify. And in fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states.
We want you guys to start living a happier life today. So as a listener of the I Don't Get It podcast, you're going to get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/getit. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health at BetterHelp, HELP, better, HELP.com/getit.
I got wine with a friend last night. She was telling me about an old coworker that was feeling why can't I say
Contractions.
Contractions. I wanted to say contraption. Guys, I had a long week. And she went in the shower, and then all of a sudden she was like, oh my God. Like,
That's the
I think
biggest
I'm
mistake,
having it.
apparently, is to go in the shower, because that's what Jade did. She went in the bath thinking she had time.
yeah, she thought she had time. She's like, I want to wash my hair, like, before we go to the hospital. So, but then it got so bad, she jumped into bed, and then, like, the husband was like, I see the baby.
No.
I see it.
No.
And she was like, what? And he's like, I see it. And she's like, call 911. And he's on the phone with 911, and they're like, sir, you have to deliver this baby. And they walked him through it.
Well,
gosh.
the paramedics must have gotten there in time.
No, they were like, they'll be there in 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
the baby was already like coming out. So he delivered it. And then literally as it came out,
Was
he
this
ran
her
to the door
first
and they were
baby?
there. Her first baby. And it was such a cool story. Thank God baby's healthy. Everything was fine. They ended up putting her in a gurney and taking her to the hospital. But you know what my immediate thought was? I was like, this is something single women need to think about when you are going on dates too. It's like, how is the man
who will deliver your baby?
Imagine if a guy just fainted there and you're just fucked.
Well, like, Jared is the most wonderful man ever, but he very much may faint.
Yeah.
So, I think, no, when it comes to fight or flight, I think Jared, if he was on the phone, he would get it done.
Yeah,
I actually don't think Jared would just I don't think so.
When given the responsibility that he needed to take charge in the moment instead of just being a bystander in the hospital room. Yes. Okay, that could be a little different.
But isn't that so scary for a man? Like, to be like, oh, he's like, they're like, sir, you have to deliver it. Like, and he's like, oh my God. Oh my
That's
God.
kind of like an easy like delivery for her, honestly, because it was like already there. Like no long-term contractions. Right. It just already was like slipping out.
Like, was she ignoring contractions for a long time? I wonder.
I think she just woke up. And this all happened, I think, between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m.
Wow.
So it's also like, I think she was like trying to call, all the people, like the midwife and all, and no one was picking up. So crazy. But that also made me think, remember when we discussed the donut question a lot on here when I was on a date with a guy and I asked him what his favorite donut was. And then Ashley said that can tell you a lot about a guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So aside from that story I just shared, another thing I like to think about, I think now that it's the holiday season, a recent thought that I had is first of all, how would this guy be if I was just like about to give birth in bed? And how is this man on Christmas morning? I think that's like a really interesting, because I don't know. I've just been watching a lot of holiday rom-coms lately, and it just made me think back to my home videos and like, I think you could tell a lot about a man on how they are on Christmas morning, if they celebrate Christmas, obviously.
Right.
But my dad on Christmas morning, he was Santa Claus.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
Cute.
Like with the videos and the cookie. I want someone that like would be not like, all right, like I guess we'll turn the record player on.
Okay, we'll wait.
Like I want someone that's like, all right, I got the marshmallows out and like, let's make this an experience.
This is funny because Jared is definitely going to be like dressing up as Santa, like doing all the cookies and because he's obsessed with Christmas and all the traditions, and he's going to be so good with the kids on Christmas. Oh my gosh, that's going to be the cutest thing ever. But my dad, not cute at all on Christmas. Also,
really?
he was raised
he's like,
Jewish.
give me the trash. Don't throw any trash on the ground.
But like, he has no Christmas
Don't throw
spirit.
The wrapping paper. Your dad is Ebenezer.
He's like, keep it all contained. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I don't want to end up with someone that's like, keep the wrapping paper over here.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny though.
No, it is funny.
They're not
and
Scroogey because Dad's not Scroogey. He just doesn't. He's so neutral on it.
I mean, listen, I very well may end up with someone Jewish. There's a high probability. So
that's true.
That could be my reality.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. So you want someone like that. You want someone like meet your excitement.
I just think it's like, I think it's a cool thing to think about when you're meeting someone. Like, how are they on Christmas morning?
I still get excited Christmas morning. So the past 2 years, my mother-in-law has had knee surgery in the month of December. So it's been like very non-traditional Christmases where it's like they just mosey and we like open presents at like 3 p.m.
Mosey.
And I'm like, Jared,
like, I need coffee coffee goes hand in hand with your presents. You need to be drinking coffee as you open.
I need like Johnny Mathis. I need like the most. That's the one day I put cream in my coffee, guys.
Yeah.
You can't start Christmas on like pretending like it's a normal day where you're not doing anything.
No, you cannot.
Yeah. And that's how the past
like
2 years
bread
have been.
And
I've
bacon
been like,
in your house.
Oh, that's annoying.
No.
Okay, so I don't get it. I kind of love this because I face this all the time. And I got it because of being at the wedding weekend this weekend.
Ben and Jess's wedding.
The wedding weekend this weekend. I can talk so well. Okay, so when people say...
Speak. I'm just kidding.
Where are you from? Okay, so what do we say as like adults who've lived in multiple places? So it's like, Naz, I'm really talking to you on this.
Like, will you always say you're from Florida? Or are you now from LA?
Yeah, are you from LA now that you've lived there for a decade?
I don't know. I would never say I'm from LA.
But do you, when you're at a party and you're meeting somebody for the first time, you're having like polite dinner conversation, like at a wedding reception, and they go, "Where are you from?" Do you say, "I'm from Florida, but I live in LA"? Because
That's exactly what I say.
Okay, so
That's exactly
I say
what I say.
I'm from Virginia, but I live in Rhode Island. Or
At what
when I
point
was
does
in
that
LA.
stop?
When I was in LA, I said, "But I live in LA." When does that stop?
Does it ever? I mean,
Because, like,
I'm
if you
not
ask
from here,
If you ask mom and dad and someone says, "Where are you from?" they say Virginia. They don't say New Jersey anymore.
that's so true. My parents
Yeah.
would say Dominican Republic. I don't think.
But
Yeah.
I do feel like mom and dad said originally from New Jersey a lot back in the day. Like,
Okay, so once
like
you,
a
I think
decade
after
ago.
30 years of living somewhere.
30 years, I think you might be right because in
that's
high
how old
school,
I am.
mom
Yeah.
and dad used to say,
Yeah.
"We're originally from New Jersey, but we've been here
They used
for
to say that, and now
Yeah.
they're just Virginia.
Yes, Lauren, you nailed it. It's at the 30-year mark.
30 years." I mean, what about, and then it's like
crazy.
different because I think I say,
Well,
where do you live?
You know what I think it is?
Because where do
No,
you
know what I
live is
think it
easier. Like, where do you live?
Yeah, that is an easier question. I think once you have kids, because like your kid is born there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, for you,
For me, it'll be-
what would you say? Because your kid's not going to be born in Rhode Island.
Well, my kid's going to be raised in Rhode Island. So I think depending on like how simple I want to be, like here I'm thinking this is so weird. And of course I bring it back to cruises, but you know, like the little,
Always.
the little
Oh
old
my
lady
God.
strikes up a conversation with you at the buffet and she's like, "Where are you from?" I'd say Rhode Island,
Rhode
just for
Island,
sake
yeah.
of being easy.
Yeah. Yeah,
because
right.
she doesn't need to know my life history.
Yes.
Right, that's so true.
Yes.
So, like a distant stranger,
Yeah.
someone you most likely wouldn't run into again. I would probably say, "Oh,
I live in LA. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I live
interesting.
in LA. Interesting.
That's a good. I don't get it, Ash.
Thank
That
you.
is a
Thank
good,
you.
I don't get it. And now, when people say that, you should say, "But where are you from?"
Yeah, it's like where'd you grow up?
Yeah, born in. Well, Jared always he must say born
Born
and
raised.
raised. Born and raised.
Oh yeah, but he
Die
loves
Hard.
that born and raised.
He loves Born
line.
and Raised and Die Hard.
Go Die Hard. No, he
Yeah.
can't say he's not a. Okay, so obviously we know he's a Die Hard Patriots fan. He's a Die Hard Tom Brady fan. But even like with the Bruins and the Sox, like he'll be like Die Hard Bruins fan. I'm like, you're not Die Hard,
You're
babe.
not a yeah.
No.
What?
No, you're not
That
Die
does
Die
not.
Hard. Yeah.
That doesn't apply there.
No,
Also, why
Die
are we
Hard
dying
Duncan fan.
hard?
Die
Hard Duncan fan. Why don't we die easy? I'd be like, die easy.
Yeah, wait,
And
wait.
then
What
you're a
does
fair
Die
weather fan.
Hard even mean?
Like you would have a
What does die
hard,
hard
painful death for that team.
Hard. Like I would die a painful death for my love
Yeah,
for this.
but like, yeah, it's like,
okay. Well,
die
I mean,
easy.
I don't mean to be morbid and I want to like go into like, you know, sad things, but like Jared's grandpa did pass away yesterday and it is really sad and everybody was kind of prepared for it because, well, it was kind of wild. Exactly 3 weeks ago yesterday, the doctors gave him 24 to 48 hours to live.
Aw.
So like everybody was like surrounding his bed that 48 hours and like his daughter
They
flew
were
in from
they were
Florida.
allowed to go in the hospital.
Yeah. So throughout the 3 weeks, the like rules changed depending on how his like status was. So the first weekend he was in the hospital, like everybody was allowed in, which was really nice. Okay, technically it was like 6 at a time, but still 6 was high, and we snuck more people in. And then, anyway, he ended up making it for 3 weeks, but everybody kind of knew it was coming. The reason that I bring this up is because like the baby is rolling around in my stomach yesterday. I was incredibly bloated and uncomfortable last night, and I was like, it's sounding like Penn Badgley.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be here if it weren't for Grampy. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that
That's so
crazy?
crazy.
Yeah.
And the circle of life, how
I
one
know.
ends
Well,
and one's coming.
it was like
really
my-
is so beautiful.
My niece was born last week, and Grampy was in the same hospital as Shannon was when she
Wow.
delivered her.
Isn't that crazy?
wow,
So-
that just gave me chills.
It's
Yeah.
such like a transfer of energy.
I know.
It is.
So
It is.
yeah, they were able to bring Nora in like her little like incubator thingy into
my
his
God.
room.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
that's
know.
So
So he did get to meet her.
He got to meet Nora.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful,
I know,
Ashley.
I know.
And how old was he?
He was 90, so you can't really
what a life.
complain, you know?
Almost a centenarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that word.
So what I was thinking, it's like we always think about our grandparents and then our parents meet stories and how like we were here because your grandmother met grandpa when Uncle Danny was being stupid at a water fountain in Central Park. And like that's like, oh my God, Uncle
so
Danny. If you weren't being stupid at a water fountain, I wouldn't be born and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's so
but then
cool.
we like never think about backtracking it like as far to the great grandparents, you know?
right,
And I'm like,
right.
if it weren't for apparently Grampy met his wife when he was like drunk on a curb in Providence. Like,
Of course, the most Providence story.
he was
you'll
like
ever hear.
he was in the military and like was out with like all the military guys like on a break or something. And she like found him on like the curb. And it's like, if you weren't drunk on the curb, this kid wouldn't be in my belly. And then you can backtrack it through all of this life. Like, I mean, like the whole, like the past thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
The evolution of the human species.
Of what that all the moments that had to happen between certain people to create
So
you.
many little moments. Yeah.
So many little moments.
Isn't that
it's really
crazy?
That's why we're all here for a reason. And we're
It's
so
very
lucky to be here. It's so
existential of
lucky
you.
to be born. It's so lucky to be born.
I know. And then it was like that sperm and that egg.
Yeah.
Can anybody ever say sperm without thinking of Elle Woods being like, why
No.
that sperm?
Why that sperm?
Why that's I can't believe we're getting a Legally Blonde 3. I actually didn't know that.
Are we really
you guys-
officially
I did
getting
not
it?
know that.
Is it really
With
official?
Reese and Coolidge in it.
I'm excited to see where she is in life.
Did you guys know that?
I didn't
did
know that.
I knew it was like being talked and hoped about.
How did I not know that?
Yeah,
Is,
I mean, Reese still looks the exact same. So
I know. So beautiful.
Is it Luke? Oh, what's his name?
Luke Wilson.
Luke?
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
I said Luke Owen because of Owen Wilson.
Wait, it says release date May 2022.
Yeah, it's coming.
Hell
But
yeah.
like, it's like being like it's like filmed.
Yeah, like it's coming, Ashley. Like Legally Blonde 3 is
Oh my
happening.
god!
Yeah, I was reporting on it.
Oh
last
my
week.
gosh! How exciting, thrilling!
I know. Which I like, and I feel like Reese and Coolidge are at the height of their careers.
Seriously.
Right now. Isn't that cool? So
Yeah.
what a perfect time. We didn't really discuss Ben and Jess's wedding.
Yeah. Well, we can do that. So, what do you have to say? I did this on my podcast yesterday, so I want to see from your. I want to see it from your take.
Nothing. It's like there's nothing groundbreaking to say. I think it was the biggest wedding I've ever attended.
Oh, for sure. And I think may ever attend
With 400 people, right? Is that how many people were there?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And seeing everyone from Bachelor franchise was like, it was like a blast from the past.
It makes
Do you think
me-
that other people at the wedding that weren't from Bachelor Nation thought it was like obnoxious?
No, because there's 400.
I know. That's true. That's true.
It
So
wasn't like
everyone
Bachelor
had-
got any special attention or anything.
I don't know. That's what I would think. I'd be like, oh, people want to take pictures with them.
No, it wasn't like that. I don't even think I took any pictures with like,
Yeah.
you know, I think every time we have get-togethers like that, I'm like, is this going to be the last one? Is this ever going to happen again?
Oh, you think that?
Yeah, it's sad.
Why? I feel like there's. Oh, why? Because everyone's getting hitched now.
No, just like what would be the next one where I would see everybody? It would be like Nick's
Nick.
wedding.
Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, Chris Soules.
Well,
who knows?
I don't know about Chris Soules getting
You don't
married.
think Chris Soules
now.
is
I mean,
ever
I'm
gonna
not
get
saying he's
married?
ever going to get married, but like I don't think it would be a big to do where like everybody was invited.
True.
Nick, everybody
Nick's
would-
would be
Nick-
bigger than Ben's.
Nick's would be bigger than Ben's, I think. I love Natalie.
I mean,
his,
she's wonderful.
His girlfriend.
And he's
I
wonderful
ended up, it's
with
so
him.
funny. Lauren, I purchased this dress off Revolve that Sarah Jessica Parker wore on And Just Like That, which comes out December 9th. Guys, get
Wow,
ready.
it's right around the corner. Holy
It is right around the
shit.
corner. So Carrie Bradshaw wore this gown. I went on Revolve and bought it because I'm a basic bitch. And of course, my size was sold out. And so I bought a size up. And so it came. I never tried it on because I was so busy. And then the day before I leave, I don't know why I did this. I put it on, or like a couple days before I left, and I was like, oh, it's too big on me. Got to find a new dress. So I borrowed a dress from my friend who had this green House of CB dress. And then I was like still deciding which one to wear because I liked the other one more. I decided to wear the green one. And then I walk in and I was a little late. Like Ashley and Jared had to save me a chair. And I ran in, and when they checked your COVID vaccine card, this girl, Lauren, was like, oh, weren't you just here? And I was like, huh? No. And then I ran in and I'm like, I should have known then. And so then I sit down, and then once the ceremony's over, we all walk in, to the reception area, and Nick's supermodel girlfriend, Natalie, is wearing the same dress, which is my worst nightmare. It could have been anyone wearing it.
Nats wanted to go back to the hotel, and I told her that would be silly because people were already making a stink out of it, and then they would know she went back to the hotel to change.
Lauren, my hotel was 10 minutes away. I was like, I could just throw the other one on. You know how I am with clothes. I know. And so I was like, oh, I don't want to. But then Ashley kind of put me in my place, and she was like, Naz,
no one's looking at you. No.
You're not. She's like, you're not at the Oscars. This isn't your birthday. Like, and I was like, fuck, you're right.
I said, this isn't at the Oscars.
This is the Oscars.
At the Oscars, the designer would be like, oh my God, let's get them back to the hotel.
Of course.
Anyway, so if anyone saw me wearing the same dress as Natalie on Instagram, that is why we are not bridesmaids. We just were wearing
that is dress. So funny. I never think about that. Like
my worst nightmare came true. I never thought that would ever happen to me in life. I thought that only happened in movies.
Well, I'm so glad that's your worst nightmare.
my worst fashion nightmare.
But it was a beautiful wedding, and
it was so much fun. It's so much fun, like getting together with everyone again.
Yeah,
it really is like a weird family.
It is like they know everything about us.
But why? Is it just because we're bonded by this thing that, like, I guess, Pete, you just don't know what it's like unless you go through it.
Yeah, and in my experience, like, these people were around you during your, like, most vulnerable, and you just didn't hold anything back in front of them, even if you hadn't known them for a ton of time.
That's so true. And the nature of being on the show, especially from my point of view as a producer, if you think about it, if you took the cameras away, it's really like an emotional retreat it's like therapy in a way, where you are telling everyone exactly how you feel, and people are seeing you at your most vulnerable, like you just said. So I guess that it's bonding in that way. It was cool. Love it. I'm so happy for Ben.
I mean, he just was meant to be a husband, He was like born into this world to be a husband, and he found the perfect match for him.
She's the best.
I saw him take the garter off with his teeth in the video.
So awkward for me.
It was so.
That was on your story, right?
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch it.
Was that on your story? It was like
I didn't see that happen in real life.
It was so half cringe, so half like okay,
I can't think of Ben in any of that like okay way anymore.
But you could tell she was like, okay, now don't lift my dress up anymore, please. That must have been awkward. I can't believe people still do that.
Well, I mean, we talked about this on Almost Famous, but we could talk about it here again. I'll be like, Ben, guess what? While you were on your honeymoon, I talked about your honeymoon the entire time.
Really?
So we
you talked about it?
Yeah, I talked about it on Almost Famous, and we talked about like, do you think
recorded while he was on his honeymoon?
Yeah, we always have fill-ins. Like, yeah. So
okay, so he brought his
no, Pilot Ben Pete was filling in for Ben on his honeymoon,
okay.
and we talked about their wedding night because obviously, Ben hasn't had sex with her or over 3 years since they've been together.
That is so crazy.
And then she is a virgin, and I was like, did they do it on the night? And I said that I think I might just ask him. Should I ask him on the podcast?
Ask him before if he's comfortable.
If he's okay with that comfort.
Yeah, I would ask him before. I left that wedding,
and we were all talking about it. So in person. So I feel like we should talk about it.
Yes, I've been talking to a lot of people about this.
You have? It's so interesting.
Because you know why? And I do feel like a lot of people's immediate reaction is, oh, I could never, I would never. And I think it's fine. Yeah, whatever. Same here. Not my preference.
I could. Oh, so we all know that I could.
You
but
could.
I'm talking about like the night of scaries for her.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay,
sorry.
so if you want to talk about the abstinence part, then go for it. But I totally understand how you can do that.
Yes. It's not that I couldn't. No, I don't think I could. It's not my preference, but
you definitely could, but like you just didn't, it's not important for you.
This concept, like I walked away from that ceremony just thinking that it's so important for people to hear what I'm about to say. There are men out there that will marry you without having had sex with you. There are men out there. I'm going to say it again. There are men out there that will marry you.
Good-looking, wonderful
men.
Good-looking, wonderful
without
men.
having had sex with you. Not that that's, whatever. Of course, religion plays a part in that certain scenario. It doesn't mean you have to be religious. I just think it's important because we live in a hyper-sexualized world, where I think a lot of people sometimes equate sexuality or having sex with closeness and emotional intimacy. And I just think it's important to have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah. I think we need to have another, high schooler or someone on the podcast to tell us about their culture. Cause I feel like there's been less people having sex now than 100 years.
Yeah.
Statistically.
Oh, really?
Statistically, it's been going down each decade for a while.
So, and everyone's
why?
Just people are not interested in it for some reason. I don't know the ins and outs of it.
I can say a couple things. I think it's based on a lot of social media, a lot of texting, a lot of just being scared of intimacy because there are so many barriers to intimacy these days. So you get scared when the actual physical encounter happens because you've just been communicating digitally for so long. And then there's porn, which is a whole other thing.
Right. I think the first one that you just said is really interesting to talk about a little bit more because now that we all have avatars, like our Instagram, we all have these fake the internet version of ourselves. That's so perfect that is a barrier. And it's almost even scarier to let someone in on who you really are.
Yeah.
I think because of that.
Yeah. And you're doing everything in your own room. You're filtering your video and putting it out there in your own room and not seeing anyone. And then once it comes time to literally take your clothes off and show who you are, it's probably scarier than ever.
Totally.
I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be good because we obviously have questions about. I know we talk about fashion, but everything is different.
I love talking to the youngins, but also can we?
But we got to go back
to also do a podcast on sex not being.
Well, that's I think we'll do a big component of that.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
But I think I want to talk about the wedding night thing and how 50% of couples apparently don't have sex on their wedding night.
Is that a stat?
Yeah, which I totally understand. You get back late, you don't feel like it. It's not a big deal. But
yeah, I don't think that's a big of a deal.
No, me neither. I, of course, had to do it for traditional reasons. I was like,
traditional reasons.
You are going to carry me over the threshold, and even
I had to live out my Taylor Swift music. Exactly. Oh my God, we haven't even talked about Taylor Swift.
I know. I feel like we have to save it maybe because
we save it, but then it's be old.
I haven't watched or listened to the 10-minute song. So
you haven't listened yet, Lauren?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, she just released another one, an acoustic one, 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know.
Did you listen to that one, Ashley?
No, I wasn't sure. I was very confused by that post of hers. It didn't say go download here, and I was like, where do I get this?
She recorded that one. Well, I have Spotify because I'm normal. She recorded that one at the in the Pawn session.
Yeah, I know, but where do I find this?
Probably iTunes.
I could tell you where to find it on Spotify.
Go on iTunes.
Okay. Can I also we have to finish one conversation at a time. Now I feel like
I know,
Jared.
but we're running out of time. There's so much more to talk
about. I have
one
more. I don't get it. I've been thinking about all fucking week.
I know. I have to talk about Adele. I have to talk about Adele.
We have to talk about how do you think that Jess was scared whenever they did have sex? Or do you think that she went into her wedding day and her wedding day knowing okay, so I have to go through the wedding, which is obviously a little nerve-wracking, but at the end of the night then there's something really even more nerve-wracking because Lauren and I said that when we were younger and we were all oh, of course we're gonna lose our virginity on our wedding night and it's gonna be so scary. That's what we thought growing up, and it would be a dread thing because you never know how it's gonna feel.
Yeah, but she's in such a stable, comfortable relationship.
Exactly.
That she can
married.
she can be like, that hurts, stop, and he'll be like, cool. You know, like, I don't think she has to worry about looking cool.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ultimate safety net with the person she feels most comfortable around.
Yeah.
Who's the love of her life.
Yeah.
So I don't think like what we
thought of as a 12-year-old.
I don't want to say the average. Yeah, I don't think the scariness of like the first time is as scary in this scenario.
Okay. Okay. I kind of agree with you.
I think it's actually kind of exciting. It's more exciting than it is scary.
I feel like it would be kind of exciting.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. My one...
I would melt into a puddle.
I'm sorry for exploiting their private life like this, but it's like they're married. So now once you're married, it's kind of like free.
Are you sure we're allowed to say this? It was discussed on your other one?
Oh, well, we've always discussed him waiting to the marriage.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I was unaware.
Yeah. No.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, I was talking to
I'm ready.
I was talking to Hunter about this the other day. And I went over to a girl's house in freshman year of high school, and I was like weirded out. And he's like, "Why was it so scary?" And I was like, "I think it's because she was an in-school friend, and I tried to make her an out-of-school friend." Do you guys know the specifics and like the balance of an in-school friend versus out-school friend? And like, when you actually take them out of school, it's like going on a date, kind of, because you're like, are we like friends or in-school friends?
Oh my gosh, yes. I just flashed back to quite a number of in-school friends that I hung out with once or twice, and I was so uncomfortable.
Segment.
Thank you.
This is a genius Lauren segment. Lauren, every now and then you just pop out with these mind-blowing concepts. that is the most so accurate.
Yeah.
It was like your out-of-school friend, you were comfortable enough for them to know who your parents are, and your parents liked them.
Yeah.
And an in-school friend, for me, was just someone that I either sat next to on the bus or that we would exchange homework and it was in a class and was like more of a friend of a friend.
Or like you would have like good giggle sessions in school and you'd laugh a lot. But then like I'd be like, I'm going to have this girl come over. Like I don't know what she's like out of school. And sometimes they were fucking weird.
Yes.
Or you had to convince your mom she was like cool, and then your mom would be like,
I never got, I was kind of a loser. I don't feel like in high school, I think I wanted some of my in-school friends to invite me to things out of school, but I never got it. And I think I was too insecure and too scared to ask them to hang out with me.
Right. It was an awkward thing. It was like asking on a date kind of. It's like, are we going to take this thing out of school or what?
Yeah, but even
do you accept me out of these walls?
You guys,
it
would happen when you'd have to do projects out of school, and then you would go to their house and stuff.
Yeah,
and then you'd be like, "Oh, we live totally different lives."
Yes,
this could never work.
But when I say that in like the fact that like, oh, you hang out with kids from other schools that I don't know, and you do like have parties on the weekends with people I don't know, like that would always make me so uncomfortable. And I remember this one time. Oh my God, it was so weird. I don't know how we got around to having a sleepover, because it was like one of those friends. She really wanted me to be her out of school friend, but we were just in school friends.
Like that definitely happens sometimes.
But then we ended up
awkward.
We ended up having a sleepover at my house, like just because. I was like, well, I'm not going to sleep over your house, but if you want to come sleep over my house, that sounds good. Yeah. And she like asked me like all these like sexual questions. Yeah. She was like, do you masturbate?
That must have been so uncomfortable
and stuff like that.
for you, Ashley.
Yeah. Like
was that so uncomfortable?
Yes.
Oh my God, I want to remember who this was. Like that's what you did out of school with like your friends' friends. So like you think of them kind of like in a school light. And then you're asking these sexual questions.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't like it.
Anyway, I thought that was like so funny. I was like, that's so true.
Wait, Lauren, can you write this down for when we have our high schooler on?
Yeah.
And then also, whoever is listening to this and has like a little brother or sister in high school, that would be great for this. Please DM.
Yes, exactly.
Or let us know.
Right. It's just like an intangible thing, yeah.
That was so good. Okay. I am bursting at the seams to talk about Adele.
Okay,
I'm
except
bursting
for you know
at
that
the
I have
goddamn
not listened
seams
at all.
It's okay, because I have so much to say.
Okay.
I am shocked, and I don't get myself. I don't understand myself because And I know that this happens once you watch a documentary and someone sits down and spills all their guts and then you find them more relatable when they're a celebrity. Mm-hmm. The One Night with Adele that Oprah did, it's an hour and 27 minutes where they shut down the Griffith. I've watched it like twice now. It's part interview with Oprah intertwined with a concert at the Griffith Observatory that they shut down with like
it was beautiful.
Anyone is there with the sun going down. Like Leonardo DiCaprio was there. Selena Gomez was there. Like Lizzo. It was crazy. Like Ellen DeGeneres. Like it was like a who's who secret night. Like Seth Rogen. And then in the middle of it, she surprises this couple. Oh my God, I would love to have them on the podcast. It's a proposal. And it is, I was crying. And I just have to say, I don't get myself because Adele's, she's been so much a part of our lives. She's 33. I'm 31. Yeah. She, came out with her album 19, came out with 25. And now her latest album, which dropped this morning, is 30 or last night.
Wait, and what was her last one called?
25.
There was no way that I was 25. How many years has it been?
I feel like we haven't had Adele music in like 6 years or something.
I think it's been.
That makes sense. It's her age.
Well, she's 33. She's not 30. She's 33.
Oh. Yeah, she's 33, and then she always titles the music after like the year that she experienced the music, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so she recently went through.
So
she recently went through a divorce.
It was during our first. No, it was our first apartment in LA, Lauren, the one that you never lived at. That is when the last one came out.
Okay.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a very long time ago.
That was great context, Ashley. As somebody who worked on The Bachelor, who loves love, who's experienced so much heartbreak, who started Heartbroken Anonymous, I've always listened to Adele, but I've always been like a radio listener of Adele, if that makes sense. Like her. Of course, I could recite all the words to her famous. I was in school, not an out school friend of Adele, and I just watched this documentary, and I was mad at myself, and I didn't understand why I hadn't subscribed more deeply to like this woman and what she puts out in the world and how incredible she is and how truly iconic her music is. And I didn't come into full appreciation of it. And this latest album, oh my God, like what an experience. What a voice of our generation. I just reposted this interview on my Instagram story that she did. I think it was with, I don't know who it was with, so I'm not going to say. But she was doing an interview and she was telling them the story of when she was meeting with her label, and the label was like, we need you to like do TikTok stuff, or like she brought up like they brought up TikTok, and she's like, TikTok who? And they were like, we need these 14-year-olds to know who you are. And she was like, but their moms know who I am. Like their moms obviously grew up listening to me.
It's
and
the
she
Whitney
was like,
Houston
no,
of our time.
And she was like,
of their time.
No, I don't like if I'm making TikTok music, then who's making the music for my generation?
Yeah.
She's like, I want to make music for my generation, for the 30s and 40-year-olds that have like been through what I've been through, that are going to therapy, that are working through this stuff. She's like, those are the people I vibe with. And it was just like, I had hairs on my hand, and I was like, thank God we have Adele. Like Adele is the fucking best. And whatever, listen to her album. Love Is a Game is so fucking good.
Did you see her John Mayer
my favorite
interview?
Song. Yeah, I reposted that too, which John like, oh, come on. He was like, Adele, should I get married? And she was like, yeah, I want to get married again. And he was like, aw, I think I'll get married. And it was such an insincere aw.
He was like, I guess I'll get married then. It's like, okay, it's like, glad we settled this.
We know you're not getting married, John, anytime soon.
He is forever young, though. Because you would never think, like, he was in his 40s. And
never. He's permanently 32.
So yeah.
That's so true.
Okay, well, I guess I just want to say I don't have much to say about the Adele thing, but I appreciate what you say. And
but guys, why aren't we all obsessed with Adele?
No, they do make... That's what's interesting, because in the 90s, Whitney Houston and Celine Dion, I do believe they were making music for people of their own age.
Yes.
Yeah, which is really awesome. Like, thank you. And that's why it sounded so good to our, like, to ears even later. Like, now it sounds so good to our ears, and we're so grateful that we have that, because all the pop music these days doesn't really sound great to our ears. Right. So we need people like Adele.
But are you guys obsessed with Adele? And
No.
I don't even want to use the word obsessed. But don't you think that's weird that the three of us aren't more, considering what, like, the way her lyrics resonate when it comes to love and heartbreak?
I think it's...
I mean, I'm fully subscribed now. Like, I'm going to the next Adele concert. I don't care how much money it is.
I like to watch her perform. I just would never, like, consciously put it on in the car. Like, I love watching her sing beautifully, but I wouldn't, like, put it on.
I really want the two of you to watch this special, because I think you would come back with a different tune. And in the same way you both cry to the Star Spangled Banner, I think you would have that feeling of, like, unison and community, like watching Adele.
Okay.
Sing.
Okay. I just also need to add then that I think it's because she hasn't been as personable as she's been with this promotion of this album. You know?
Yeah. She never said, okay, so this is what this is about. But now she's
I think she always did, guys.
Really?
I think, yeah. I mean, it's all there.
Okay.
It's all there. She's poured her heart out like no other human, actually, even more than Taylor, I would say.
Well,
okay, so let's get to Taylor just for a second. I mean, we can break down the album once Lauren has listened to it more and all that. Lauren,
no, I think we should save it. Are you sure?
Okay, there's just one question I want to ask.
Oh, okay.
Not even related to this album, except for Lauren.
Okay.
Have you not heard? Just 1 second. Have you not listened to any of the additional tracks?
I started yesterday. The sun was setting. It was cold. I put on
Nothing
the album,
New is like kind of a song that I feel like you would lose your shit to.
Hold on, please hold.
Did you lose your shit to anything yesterday?
Yes.
I think it was Nothing New because you have this insecurity about it.
Did I cry to Nothing New? Yes, I did. I know I've heard Better Man performed by Little Big Town for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, Naz.
Can we
She
talk
really
about
wants to
the
say
banger?
this,
Lauren. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk about it later.
No. I was just gonna say. I bet you think about me. Like,
well, that's like my favorite.
Oh yeah,
one from
that one is so. It's a bop.
That's my song too. My life ruiner, the one that catapulted Heartbroken Anonymous.
yeah.
Like, guys, that's more. It's like, it's so. God,
it's
Taylor's
so good.
The best.
Okay, well, I feel like we're talk about. I'm sorry. Can I just say
we
one
can't,
more
we
thing?
can't.
No, we can't. Okay,
No.
fine. Okay, let me ask the original question that I came here to ask. If we had to choose between, you saw it on my Instagram. I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. If we had to choose between,
All Too Well.
No. If we had to choose between a duet with Harry Styles or a duet with John Mayer, what do we want?
I'd feel more with John.
You're right. I probably would feel more with John.
I mean, John's iconic music legend. You know, of course, Harry's a legend as a person, but musically, I want Taylor and John to make a song.
Well,
but
Half of My Heart is one of my top favorite songs of all time.
Well, that album is the breakup album, the one that was on.
No, you mean his album?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called, but that's like his Red album.
Oh, well, it's his
Heartbreak
best
Warfare?
album. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Heartbreak Warfare. Yeah. Okay, real quick, we gotta go, but like we haven't talked about Kim Kardashian officially dating Pete Davidson.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up these
saw
photos.
the video. That wasn't real.
Wait, I haven't looked at the picture yet, so hold
it's a
your
picture.
horses.
Watch the video. It's a fake fucking relationship. And
No,
it's
let me
because
see.
they got out of the car.
Well, you think it's fake?
It's fake. They got out of the car. He waited 3 seconds, grabbed her hand for maybe 2 milliseconds, and then they dropped it. They just wanted the picture. It's fake.
Wait. Okay, where did you see this?
Wait, but then why is everyone saying they're officially dating? They
Because
obviously
there was
got confirmed
because there was
sources.
one picture of them holding hands intertwined.
I thought
No,
there was
but
a
that-
kissing picture.
But a media outlet can't say confirmed dating. They had to have talked to them or
Then
a
Kris
family
Jenner
member, someone
confirmed
close
it.
to them.
Kris Jenner probably confirmed it.
She worked
and
so
It's a
hard.
huge cover up for Astroworld. It's a huge cover up for Astroworld.
Oh,
She might be- Lauren might be
I
right.
didn't even think of that.
Look
Is
at us.
that-
We're not talking about that. We're
Whoa.
talking about Pete Davidson.
Whoa, Lauren, that's some serious shit. If
I
that's a
know.
thing.
I know. I think they were like
Wow.
they had like a fun time, but then they're like, wait a minute, we need something to blow up, so no one talks about this.
See, I was thinking more.
Skims line.
No, I was thinking more. I don't know. Maybe Kim wants to make Ye jealous. I don't know.
Well, he's apparently
It could be a
seeing somebody
combination of
else
everything.
now,
It could be a
too.
good time for everything, but
But also, Pete's funny. Like, maybe she really just hangs out.
100%. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy of a couple. I just think that the video
Interesting.
made me switch my tune a little bit. If you can find the video of them getting out of the car and holding hands for not even a second. She
Actually,
drops it.
I saw a meme that was so funny. I forgot who posted it, but the picture of Kim out with Pete, she has no makeup on, and they were like, that's Pete Davidson, like, got Kim to take her makeup off.
I love that.
I laughed so hard.
I just picture guys having sex with Kim Kardashian and being like, they have to be very like particular about the way they hold her or touch her. Like, I don't know. I feel like you can't throw her around. I don't know.
I don't think I have a comment.
Like,
No, it's kind of like
don't
artwork.
ruin her face.
You
Don't
can't-
ruin her butt.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up her hair.
It's
like,
artwork.
you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So this
there's
is what E
parameters
says.
involved.
Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are officially dating. It's official. A source told E that they are Kim is completely enthralled with Pete, and they are now casually dating. They're
go.
happy in seeing where it goes. Pete has told her he doesn't want to see anyone else, and she's telling some people they aren't super serious, but she isn't seeing anyone else, and she's trying not to make a big deal about it, but she's super into him, even saying that Kim is smitten, and it's very exciting for her.
I believe it all. And as someone who is the E voiceover on the weekends, E News weekends.
Yeah, Naz, come on, source this for us.
Well, no, see, if this blew up on the weekend, I would have all of it. But I can tell you when I cover stories for E on the weekend, it has to be from a source. And so it's not based off just the photo. Someone actually said that, so I believe it.
Yeah, but what if I just said that, you know?
No, but it has to be someone close, like an actual source.
You won't report it if it wasn't like somebody that you felt
It
is
would be
credible.
like if I was reporting on you, if I called in about you and Jared, it's I'm a
'Cause you're-
reliable
okay,
source.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
All right.
guys, fun ramble today. We'll talk to you next time. Love you.
Love you guys. Subscribe.
Bye.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy Podcast on your podcast app.
I don't get it.
Podcast.